folks, and welcome to the Saturday Morning Samoflange. I'm Matt.
I'm Benjamin. And there's still a girl here.
And it's still two.
Oh.
I'm Megan.
I'm Emily.
Hello.
Glad you're back for Spy Kids.
Welcome.
All right,
Well, guess who's watching it Friday?
All right. So, please
No, this is Saturday Morning Samoflange.
All right,
Everything
so
happens on Saturday morning here.
The 2010s,
Everything.
the prior decade, the decade that almost just ended a few years ago.
It feels like
Well,
a decade ago.
In a way,
really
yeah.
does in so many ways. I was looking at these movies and I'm like, good grief, was that just a few years ago?
Yeah.
It's just a whole lifetime.
So we're doing this again. Even though I was shocked, I was like, can I really come up with forgotten ones?
Agreed.
That
Yeah.
were only just a few. Some of these are only a few
I
years
can.
old. And
All
then
these are
yes,
Some
I
of
could
them-
easily come up with them.
Really?
I easily came up with my
I
list.
struggled with this list in the same way. And I think a lot of our listeners would be like, what is this crap? I'm not going to listen to this episode.
How did I forget about something that just came out in the past decade?
But that's what I'm saying.
But we think you did forget about it.
Well,
So
look, I'm sorry to tell you that it's long COVID and your memory's been affected.
That's
and you've
true.
completely forgotten about
That's
these
true.
things. So too bad. But
all right. So Emily,
Uh-huh.
you go first.
Oh,
Wait,
no, wait.
I'm doing.
we
Oh, no,
gotta-
I can
Oh,
go
you're-
first.
are
I
you
can go
ranking
first.
them?
We gotta-
Yeah, but I
okay.
can go first. I know
we
what
got a
I'm
Give me number-
crossover.
give
We got
me-
a crossover guess.
Oh, crossover.
Two.
How many? Oh,
Two.
my
That's
word.
high.
Well, I
You-
said zero, and
You did.
Well, look.
All right.
Mats are almost always off the wall and off the beaten
Well,
path.
but we
Some
had
of mine
some
are.
closes.
But we've got some very recent
So what-
examples.
What are you gonna say?
I will say that I don't even have a top five because I struggled with this so much, and I came across a cornucopia of movies that I said I need to watch this. How did I miss this movie? And I have a gigantic list of I need to watch that.
Okay.
That I don't know what I've been doing for the past 10 years, it feels like.
So-
I guess I've been rewatching Star Trek The Next Generation over and over again.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm just like, because there was nothing good on. But now going through the internet, I was like, well, what were the top movies? And I'm blown away at how many great movies it looks like there are that I haven't
there
seen.
were a lot.
So safe to say you're saying zero.
Safe to say I'm saying zero.
Okay, then I gotta go one.
I do want to say that I'm going to call out and not show you, but I'm going to show Emily that I think that I know what your number. I know at least
Yeah, I
one.
think you do.
I can think at least
think
one,
you do.
maybe two in your top five.
No, probably so.
All right.
All right. So
Number 5.
number 5. Very bold that you picked 2, and if you're right, this is gonna be
is.
awesome.
Big
Action.
Go.
The Book of Eli.
Tell us why.
Because I thought I really like post-apocalyptic movies. I just really enjoy them for some reason. But this one stuck with me. And I actually think about scenes from the Book of Eli very often. And also, it has Gary Oldman in it. And so, just another reason why I think about it a lot. But it's just such a pretty movie. And I think there's a lot of pretty post-apocalyptic movie. But it's so grungy, too. And like, I don't know. He's just
That's
so
a
good.
unique combination.
It's so good. And like the whole book situation of like
I remember it.
post-apocalyptic
I'm
books.
with you on Gary Oldman. First of all, one of the greatest
Mm-hmm.
actors ever, and you believe everything he does. And then 2, I'm down for good cinematography. And
Yeah.
3 is what's this book thing you're talking about?
Have you
Book
ever
of
seen
Eli.
it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just like books are valuable,
Oh,
but there's a twist to it.
Yeah,
it's
you should
literally
see it.
the Book
You
of
should see
Eli.
it. You should see it. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got it on the list.
It's not just a typical survival post-apocalyptic.
I just added
Yeah.
it to the list.
Okay.
Yeah, I
It's so
probably
good.
missed it
Gosh, it's
because
so
I
good.
would have been like, okay.
But it really, it's
post-apocalyptic.
on here because I can't forget it. A lot of people forget it. I can't because I just literally think about the pretty scenes and just so good. The storyline.
Interesting.
Magnificent.
Okay.
And Gary Oldman, I think about him all the time. So
Oh well.
he might be up there with Harrison Ford for me.
Sirius Black.
I just
Number 5. Benjamin.
Whoa, she's proclaimed. Sorry, go ahead.
A little overclapped. Go ahead.
Oh, am I jumping?
Yeah, you're number 5.
My number 2, I guess.
Oh, number 2.
Yes, I think
Sorry.
I've got 2.
You've got 2.
I have The Edge of Tomorrow on there, and I think it's because I'm pleasantly surprised.
I've never seen it. I've always wanted to see it. Well, now I'm
never
gonna
seen
have to
it.
put it on here now.
Tell
love
me it's
her.
on your list.
Number 3.
Yes!
One crossover. One crossover.
I went into The Edge of Tomorrow thinking this is going to be garbage. I am so not in the mood
Do
for
you
this at all.
usually like him as an actor?
No, and I
It's-
was pleasantly surprised in so many ways. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
It is.
Not
It
a
is
fan.
You
ground.
see, I made the same
Not a
exact
fan.
face
It
Megan
is
just made.
sci-fi
And that
Groundhog's
probably
Day,
a lot of
and it's
people
great.
listening to this were like, "Oh, okay, Tom Cruise, whatever." It was great.
Emily
It was
Blunt
great.
is fantastic in anything
What's
that
it
she
called
does.
now?
What's
it called? Run, Die, Repeat?
Live, Die, Repeat. No, because we joked about it when we were doing time stories because we were like, "Oh, this is what we're doing." Is
Live, Die, Repeat.
Did you know she was pregnant in the middle of filming
I did
all of
not
that?
know that,
They
no.
had to she found out. I think she found out that they had to rework some of
Oh,
the
shut up.
scenes
Did not know
because
that.
of it. But she was just like, "I'm fine, whatever."
Wow.
And, yeah.
Wow.
Wow, but yeah,
It was a great film.
It was surprising. I think it's on the list. It made the list because I was so genuinely surprised at how much I enjoyed it, and it was really fun. And I would totally rewatch it again. And it wasn't really talked about. Like a lot of people have seen it, but
There's another one you need to see. It just came out in the past year or so, which is why I didn't add it.
well,
on
that's
here,
another Saturday.
but- Okay. Well, I
New
mean,
films.
it won't be for another 8 years.
We're gonna have
with
to
this
wait
podcast.
8 years?
Boss Level. It's another
Which one?
Groundhog's
Boss Level?
It's
Okay,
another Groundhog.
okay.
It's excellent. But that one came out just a year or two ago. But I agree. Edge of Tomorrow. My number 3. His number 2.
That's amazing. I had 2 movies on my list,
Got
and it
one.
was a crossover.
Got one sniped. You maybe you're looking good now. We haven't gone through the first round. You're looking good. All right, number 5. I think Megan would agree with me. A movie that I wasn't excited to see, but I liked the actor. It was one of those super delayed. We made a sequel to a classic movie from 30 years ago. Oh no, please don't do this. And Doctor Sleep was
Oh yeah.
really good.
Never
The
seen it.
sequel to The Shining.
That's one that I wanted to see.
It
Was Ewan
focuses
McGregor,
on
right?
a 40-year-old Danny,
Yes.
who
Yes.
is Ewan McGregor. Mm-hmm. And it ties into the
I have a
first
Ewan
movie,
McGregor movie on mine.
but then
have a
also
Ewan
ties
McGregor
into the
movie?
book to make both fans happy. I was shocked. We rented that, didn't we? Because I didn't want to see it in theaters.
No, we saw it in theaters.
Did we see it in theater? Okay,
Moulin
I was
Rouge on my
I was
honorable
very
mention list
iffy
from
on
the
that,
last
and then we
decade.
watched it, and it was great.
What year was this?
It was in the
What year did it come
2010s. I'll look it up again later, but it was really
It wasn't
good.
that long. It's like 2018, I think it was.
Something like that.
Yeah, because I remember talking to the Todd Tagliafico about this.
I was really surprised. I was
Yeah,
like,
she's a huge Shining fan.
I was like, wow, I can't believe.
And you're a
that's
big
really
Shining
good.
fan, too.
But even the actors they got to play to do the flashbacks for
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson and
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall,
Did they look?
I've
they
heard about
fooled
this.
me.
I've
They
heard about
fooled
this
me.
movie.
Just
Because
like
when we're
that.
watching it for a minute, I
Yeah.
thought I was watching the original movie, but I was like, no, wait. Even the guy that plays Jack Nicholson, he plays not Jack Nicholson like
course.
everyone plays it. He played
Played him like he
played
did
him
in
like
that
in The
movie.
Shining.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
And it's the whole time I was watching this, I was going,
And I wanna
how do you,
say-
as an actor, how do you do that? How do you not do the Jack Nicholson?
How do you not? Yeah.
But he didn't.
But I want to say, because I like to, especially movies like that, I like to do a lot of research on the actors. And
what did
how
they? Yeah.
They get prepared for things
Yep.
like that, and I want.
I
to
love
say
that.
That guy studied how all his movements from The Shining,
Mm-hmm.
and did his character. But it was.
But
if you-
even the Shelley Duvall stand-in was
And they
spot
did
on.
a side by side of the movie and then there, and it was it was almost identical.
You know that she says that she had mental health issues from
After
the
that
day,
movie.
after
Because
she
Stanley
did,
Kubrick was, yeah.
My word.
she struggled with mental health the rest of the rest of her life.
My word.
Great
that
movie.
much.
The Shining is such a good movie.
Oh, The Shining's great.
Yeah, it
Shining's
is.
still great, but yeah. All right, so number 4.
I don't
Oh,
have a top 5, so I'm just gonna comment.
Sure, yeah, I know. Number 4, Emily.
Genre.
Sci-fi,
Excellent.
probably one of the I'll say this. Probably one of the only new outer space movies that I like.
If you say Gravity, we're no longer friends.
Oh no, that's the worst movie in the
Thank
world.
you. Oh my word. Thank you.
Interstellar.
Interstellar. I thought it was all right.
I thought it was so good.
Yeah, I
wasn't
but
either.
see,
It's okay.
when we've been so let down by new outer space movies like
True.
Gravity, which
I mean,
took
you're
us
right.
back so far,
Yeah.
so bad. Interstellar comes up, and there's so many elements about Interstellar that make it super trippy, but also really, The Martian is the other one that was really good. But
No,
I don't know
Interstellar
that-
was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
For sure. It just, it
I
wasn't
thought it was
my
a different
favorite,
character
but-
for him as well.
Yeah.
And all the people that were in it.
Did
were
you see
really good.
Interstellar?
Yes, I did. It wouldn't be my top 5, but it was fine. It was fine.
I really liked it.
It was fine. No, it was fine. It was.
Good call.
It was a different.
I agree with you.
Sci-fi
and,
movie.
and
than
yes,
what
I
we've
agree with that too.
Yeah.
And I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, we
seen.
have been really
That
let
was
down
Nolan,
too by
right?
some
Christopher
space.
Nolan. Who directed it?
Was
Christopher
that
Nolan.
Chris
that?
Nolan? Wow.
Interstellar, I think it was.
Matthew
might be right,
McConaughey
but-
was the main character.
Yeah.
We're talking about director.
Yeah,
Was he Hay then?
I don't know.
Oh, he's always Matthew
Oh.
McConaughey.
Oh, okay. So
Hey, girl.
now, number 1 for you, because I'm interested if you're going to snipe me again.
What my number 1 is Ex Machina with Alicia Vikander.
I heard it's
just
amazing.
saw that a few
Did
years
you really?
ago.
No idea what
It's
that is.
fantastic, but
It
wouldn't be on my top 5.
It blew my mind. It's Alicia Vikander, who is Tomb Raider and a few other things now, and she's the robot. And essentially, if Facebook and Microsoft and Google were all the same company and all invented by the same guy, that's Oscar Isaac's character.
Oh, I love him.
And he's magnificent.
It's really a solid
and
film.
We'll have to watch it.
he basically owns the whole internet, and he creates he's a genius scientist, and he lives in a bunker all by himself in the middle of nowhere in Oregon, and they create a fake contest, and they get the guy from the new Star Wars movies, whose name I can't forget. He's a redheaded dude who's pretty good. He's a good actor though, and he's like the complete opposite from the Disney, and he plays such a good role. But then he shows up, and then he basically does the Turing test, and the Turing test being, how do you tell if a machine can think for itself? You ask it questions that only a human could answer, and you go back and forth with it, and whatever it tells you is how you fail or pass the test. And it's
Blade
so
Runner.
beautiful because on like the very first day, she passes, like he gives the AI a female form, and it's Alicia Vikander. She passes the Turing test on day 1, and then on day 2 he comes back to visit her, and then she's testing him at this point because she just wants to get out and escape. So she's trying to test ways to find out how to do it, and it's one of those at the end you realize, oh, this was happening all along.
It's pretty good.
And it's just, I think it's amazingly well acted, and it's a great story. And it also does what I so much loved that I talked about last Saturday, which was telling a great story without having to over-explain it to me.
Yeah, it was literally 2 years ago. I just recently saw it.
I have it. It was one of the movies that I bought the physical copy of it in 4K because I wanted to see it in its highest possible quality I could get. And it is, if you have a 4K TV and a 4K Blu-ray player or whatever, then it's absolutely, no one has physical media anymore except me, but it's absolutely worth it if you happen to be one of those weirdos that collects physical media because it's pretty. And it was so pretty. Still is pretty.
Yeah.
It won the Oscar for best visual effects and everything else too because it was just so seamless.
Sorry.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Good pick.
Yes.
My number 4 is a Liam Neeson film
Please don't
that
take
you do not like.
You took a lot of breath away just by saying
I
Liam
know.
Neeson's name. In
The
room.
Gray.
The Gray.
Oh, is that like grungy outdoor looking?
It was,
There was so much
You didn't like
excitement,
the
and
ending.
then you just let it all out.
The Gray is it's different. It's not his regular Revenge.
I haven't seen The Gray.
Even though all his stuff is really good, except for his
Yeah,
last
and
movie
I'm a
wasn't that
huge
good.
fan of his.
But I do love him. But the Gray, there is a plane wreck, and they're in the Alps or whatever, and so they're trying to get back. And as they're making it through the tundra, they find out there's a pack of wolves that's pursuing
I
them.
hate movies like that.
And of course, some are injured and can't. So, can they make it down the slopes, or can they make it to civilization before the pack of wolves picks them off one by one? And it's really good.
almost
And
just
all
really pisses you off.
all the while he's flashing back to memories of his wife and his
Pre-plane
and
crash,
it's
right.
really good. It's really good.
I don't like movies
For
with
some
attention
reason,
builds.
this is back before post-credit scenes were a thing.
Yeah.
There's a post-credit scene that leaves something open, and I didn't watch it because I didn't know there was one. My brother goes, "You know, there's a post-credit scene." I went, "In The Gray?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What?" And so we watch it, and it's you don't know, something's going on. You can see the picture clearly, but you just don't know what you're supposed to be looking at. You're like, what does it mean? What is he trying to say here? So it's really weird that it has this post-credit scene that does it. It's just there for like just a few seconds, and then it's gone. You're like, what are we supposed to get from that? And I guess I need to watch the commentary now that I think about it, because I don't understand the
That's interesting that they would
scene.
throw it in at the end. Maybe Megan, maybe we should go back and watch The Mist and see if there's a post-credit scene.
I would watch The Grave before I watch the movie.
All right. Anyway,
Does he say? Never mind.
number 3.
I love now that I know what movie to piss Megan off with if I
that's
want to
it.
bring it up.
That or Hereditary.
If she's laughing hysterically and I can't get her to
I've
stop,
heard
it's
that's a
like,
horrible
Megan,
movie.
That's a great
Hereditary.
movie, but it has
seen
The
that
Mist.
movie?
No, I don't know what
every
that is.
box
What are you
of
talking
things
about?
that Megan hates in a horror movie.
How about
check them all?
we could do
That's
top
in
5
Hereditary.
movies that make Megan's face do like this?
It was only Hereditary and The Mist. Hereditary. It was
No.
funny because my best
No.
friend Bruce from Prince of the Universe suggested the movie to us. I watched. I was like, "This is great."
No, I was folding clothes. No,
She's like,
was
I don't wanna
not.
talk to
I was
Bruce
not
ever
folding
again.
Megan's
clothes.
eyebrow is twitching.
Yes. This movie, you keep talking about a movie that gets under my skin. It's
Yes.
this movie.
Wow.
I was not folding clothes yet, but we were sitting there watching it, and probably not even 5 minutes into it, something happens, and I just kind of looked at Matt, and then right after it, something else happens, and I start folding clothes, and the whole time I'm folding clothes watching this movie, I was like, this is the worst movie.
The movie has a perfect bait and switch. You think you're going to get the classic, newer age horror movie, and then they just shock you and switch the
Yes.
whole movie up within the first
But-
30 minutes. It's great.
It's like you take all
Within
the
the first 3 minutes?
20
you
or
said?
30 minutes.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
they let it simmer for
But
a
you
little while.
said it was the worst like the whole time.
Well, no,
Yes,
after that
for me-
switch, after the bait and switch,
Yeah.
then she was like, nope, because it was pretty brutal. But the thing
the
is,
first part of it, like when the movie starts, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is. I hate this in a movie, but it can't. This has got to be as worse as it gets. It can't get worse than this.
Oh,
But it-
no.
it
It gets worse.
Oh, no.
but it says, okay, so once it bait and switches you, you're like, oh, wow, I did not see this coming. Okay, so now this is the type of movie we're looking at here. And through most of the film, you think this is it, and then they hit you again. You're like, wait, what?
I can talk
And
to
then
you
you're
about
like,
it.
okay,
after, I don't
now I
Okay.
know what type of movie this is. And then it switches again. It is really good.
Aren't we supposed to be talking about top 5? Top 5?
Anyway.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Number 3.
No, it's all good. I'm excited to talk to
Okay,
you about it.
I watched my number 3 last night.
Wow.
I really feel like we need to do a bottom 5 list of things because there are so many like really antagonistic moments that are happening through
Spy
Wizard
Kids.
Fest.
Kidding.
Part
Matt would
2.
have that on his list.
You're gonna watch it next Friday.
Num-
and you're gonna love it. You're gonna have
Num-
to text me and be like, "I apologize."
I'm still
Emily.
waiting for
This is
number-
the most brilliant thing I've ever.
Number
You
3.
watched it last night?
Number 3.
Yeah, We Are the Millers.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yes, with Jennifer Aniston
Wow.
and
That has been forever
Jason
since we've seen
Sudeikis
it. I remember that.
and the new. Okay, I was just telling him the new bad guy on Guardians of the Galaxy. 3. They're coming up. Third one. This is the
Yeah,
third.
we did
I
talk
don't-
about
I don't
yes, this is
remember,
the
but I
third
remember
one.
the
He's gonna be
movie.
the villain. Anyway, so good, quotable. It's the drug cartel, and they like go in in an RV as a family to Mexico and get drugs,
Oh, I do remember.
and
remember
they end
this.
up like really hitting it off as a family unit. It's hilarious,
Yes, I do remember that.
very
Wow.
irreverent. But
I
it's
saw
hilarious.
Jennifer Aniston and I was like, no, I don't think I want to.
She's not
so
bad at it. She's
good.
actually really good
Yeah,
at
so
it.
good.
It's one of her better ones.
I
Nick
mean-
Offerman's in it,
Now that's a different sell. I'm all for that.
and then the actress who plays
That's strange.
WandaVision, the villain on WandaVision.
Ashley Olsen? Is that
no,
it?
that
No,
is-
the villain.
No,
Oh, the villain.
villain.
The villain. I don't know. I know who you're talking about.
Ashley
but
Olsen
yeah.
is one of the twins.
Yes.
Elizabeth is one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Elizabeth, sorry.
No, the villain on WandaVision, she's in it, and she plays this like Midwestern Nick Offerman's wife.
Right.
And the way she says words, I just know that it was like all, it was all the way she just speaks. I know it was all just improv, and I would just have loved to be on that set watching her and Nick Offerman.
oh
and
man, that would be
she's
great.
so funny, and they're all together, all 4 of them.
They are.
Just-
They mesh well.
Who is Jennifer
do.
Aniston paired up with?
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason
Sudeikis.
Sudeikis.
Oh, okay.
And she's really good.
So like he's like a just like a join on the street type of person, and then this guy offers him this big thing like go get it, and so he has this ruse to like buy an RV and to fill it with a family, and so his next door neighbor is a stripper and it's Jennifer Aniston, and she needs the money, and so he asks her to like, will you be my fake wife? And then he asks this homeless child to be his fake daughter, and he asks this like super nerdy kid that has a horrible family life to be his son, and they all have like issues of their own.
Wow.
But they all like help each other heal it from them. It's just so good.
Okay. All right. I'll give
funny.
it a chance. It
It's
sounds
funny.
good.
Well,
I mean,
2013.
I'd be in it for Nick Offerman and that banter back and forth that you were just talking
Really
about.
good.
Yeah.
well, my number 3 was Edge of Tomorrow, so go with
There you
number
go.
2.
Hit us.
Okay, it was really hard to do this. This was my 1 and 2. We're kind
You
of
flipped back and forth.
Yeah, 2011. This is my what's that actor that you just said? And I said I have one of him too. Moulin Rouge, dude.
Oh, Ewan McGregor.
Oh, Ewan
Ewan
McGregor.
McGregor. This is my Ewan McGregor. Really obscure Ewan McGregor movie.
2011.
Salmon fishing in Yemen. So good.
What?
It was so
Never-
good.
can't
I do not know this
It
movie.
was
This
okay.
can't be a real
yes,
title.
Ewan McGregor, and Emily Blunt.
I mean, great.
Okay,
casting
so
so
Ewan
far.
McGregor
I'm
is
surprised I haven't
it works
heard.
for Wildlife and Fisheries in like London or something like that,
This
or maybe
is so
it's like
bizarre.
Ireland or Scotland. I can't remember.
Okay.
No, I think it was London.
You're making this up.
No, and then Emily Blunt plays
about
is like
forgotten
this
movies,
is
'cause
like
we never
this
heard of 'em.
lady who like talks to like huge rich officials all throughout the world, and this guy in Yemen, this like prince in Yemen, wants to salmon fish in Yemen, and so she gets Ewan McGregor, who is like the wildlife fishery
He's the salmon
fish.
king.
He's like the fish king,
Yeah.
and she's like, make this happen. You have an unlimited budget.
My
And
word.
he's like super awkward and like has relationship issues, and she has relationship things happening, and like he's awkward and she's just like Emily Blunt, which is like perfect. And it's just such a unique storyline.
Yeah.
And it's just so cute. You need to watch it. It's just
I'll have
such a
to
good,
watch
like
it.
at the
I mean,
very end, you're just like, this is a pretty movie, and like they're pretty people, and it's just such a good.
Well, it's true. Like, honestly, there aren't that many actors that would sell it based on the poster, you know, and their names on it. Ewan McGregor and Emily Blunt, especially Ewan McGregor, because he just goes all in for any role he does, and I'm such a fan of his. And just honestly, the two main characters is what I would want to see. I don't even care, but I think that's a perfect example of like. They can do the movie just based on that, but I don't know. I've never heard of it, so maybe.
An idea for another podcast. Top
Yeah.
5 movies that you've never heard of that you need to watch.
Clearly, no.
Salmon fishing in Yemen.
That's the reason I don't have.
Never seen it, but I
top
would.
5,
It's
but
so good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 movies already on my list from the 2010s that I need to watch, and I'm just amazed. Oh, he's excited. Wait a minute.
I'm ready for
Which
number
is your
2.
go.
Wait a
Is it
minute.
gonna make me mad?
Wait a minute.
Probably.
Wait, what you think it is?
That's what my prediction is
For number 2?
for Matt's number.
Number 2?
Yes.
You're wrong.
Okay.
No one's going to get this.
Dang
Okay.
it.
You love some Vince Vaughn?
Yes.
I do too.
We,
You hate this movie.
is this early
Is this
Vince Vaughn?
young?
This is
Oh,
No.
This
It's
is young
just
Vince
from
Vaughn.
this
Okay.
from this past decade. It's older Vince Vaughn.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
What?
true.
Brawl in Cell Block 99.
I
Oh,
hated
gosh,
that
that's such an obscure movie.
It's not a comedy.
Again,
You talk about obscure movies.
I started watching it only because it was Vince Vaughn. I didn't even finish the movie. I was like, I can't watch this.
Well,
Who's
what
it
it
with?
is?
Is it
What
violent?
it is? It's violent.
Oh, okay.
And
Now it does
shows-
it. Well, hold on. He's a convict who has been released from prison. He's
Vince Vaughn is.
Yes, he's trying to reform. He knows he has anger issues, which is what led him to jail.
Yes.
He beat up a man, and he had to serve his time. Now he's out, and so now he's just trying. He knows he has a temper, and he's trying to resolve it. But certain things happen in the criminal world. They try to drag him back. They threaten his wife, and so now
Who plays his wife?
I don't. Do you remember? I don't remember.
Random.
But the thing is, now to protect his wife, he has to. They're telling him they want him to get arrested, then get transferred from one
Prison to the
prison
other.
to the next until he gets to the maximum security prison, into the solitary confinement area,
Wow.
which is where this guy is, and then kill that guy
Wow.
because they can't get to him, but he needs this guy, and so they get Vince Vaughn to do it.
Okay.
There's a twist because Vince Vaughn has a plan, but we don't know what it is. But he seems to be calm about this. But getting arrested, check. But he realizes if he needs to get transferred to deeper prisons, he's got to be a little bit more violent in
Than
his
the people
fights
in prison.
in prison. And at the first half of it, there's not much violence. And then there's one scene that you go, oh, hoo-wah.
Yeah.
It's brutal. And Megan goes, no. It was just one scene at the end. And then that gets him transferred. Well, then he has to be even more violent. And so there's a lot of punch your guts violence. Now, the thing is, it's not super action either. Vince Vaughn is a tall guy, if no one knows this. He's like 6'5".
Yes.
6'5".
And you know how movies kind of hide that?
Yes.
This movie does not. All the actors come up to his chest. And they show that he is a big man. And all he does is throw one haymaker at. He's just an old boy.
That gives me encouragement. I'm excited because the tall actors can get roles.
But no, they show him and his tallness. The only movie I've ever seen do this to Vince Vaughn. Yeah. But you know, he can get stabbed, punched, and everything. But he's just a big brawler, and he just throws haymakers. And so it's like a realistic fight. And as the show moves on, it gets really because he has to. But the violence is justified because he has to do something really, really bad. He realizes that later on that he's not getting transferred. He went. So he has to do something really bad, and he didn't want to. He didn't want to do this, but he's got to because he's got a time limit to kill this guy. And you're thinking, it's so bad. How is he going to get out of this? It's got a good ending. But the thing is, there is one scene. You shouldn't probably laugh at it, but I laugh because I'd never seen such brutality and violence, and I just thought it was
your
almost
body has
comedic.
no other way to process it because you have to laugh.
I thought it was just so awesome because I'd never seen it before. Have you ever seen The Punisher?
Yeah.
TV show?
Yeah.
The TV series?
I don't know if I finished it because it was so violent. I didn't think I finished it.
At the very end, he shoots who's going to be Jigsaw through the mouth, and he's like, bleed mouth. He's talking, you see his teeth. And I was like, wow, no one's ever done something like that. It was kind of a grotesque thing. There are some grotesque things that he does toward the end. There's one particular one. I was like,
like make your stomach turn.
in a way, but I was like, I've never seen that before. But that is so gross, and that's so. But the thing is, though, he's proven a point.
Yeah.
And it's just really good. But probably if you, I mean,
like
That's
your
funny,
two. That's your two.
that's two. It's just so good.
Every time I see stuff like that in movies.
But this is the
it's
same
just-
guy that did another one called Bone Tomahawk. Bone Tomahawk is a great movie, but then you get to one scene you're like, ooh, and then there's a scene that I've never. The director must like grotesque violence because at the end there's a scene that happens. I don't know if I could watch it again, but I was like, I've never seen that happen to someone before. But it's it feels so real. It's not like it's not like Saw. It's not like Saw.
No, that's
it's not
exactly
like Saw.
it.
Like bloody
you
nubs
mean
off razor blades.
It's more
and stuff
realistic.
Like that. It's more realistic. Like here's
grounded.
one. You break the bone's jutting out.
Yes.
That's one scene.
Right.
Okay, that's a little.
That's like
it makes you cringe, right?
squeamish.
Okay, there's squeamish like that.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
I don't want to hear anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
To
Okay.
answer your question, Jennifer Carpenter is his wife.
Jennifer Carpenter.
Oh, okay.
No, I always check out mentally when I get to a scene like that. Like there was something in like one of the Alien versus Predator, like really terrible movies, like when they're about to have surgery on the chick or something like that, and you got the saw blade coming for, or anything like that. I just push back in my seat and I start immediately thinking, how did they do that? What did they make that blood out of? You know, I can't process it.
It's
I have
not
to.
like it's not like Saw, which is gratuitous violence.
And I don't watch
This
those.
is just
it makes my
brutal.
stomach. It makes my stomach hurt.
No.
Yeah, if you can't watch someone on, you've seen the accidents happen in sports where someone's
No,
I
I
can't
don't
watch those either.
No, I don't watch that either.
Then you can't watch this.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not blood and guts everywhere, but there's going to be a scene like that here
But
and there.
it's
You're going to go, oh,
Yeah.
it's just one, in a way, bone breaking or one very powerful scene. Like, oh,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
Bravo to the
powerful
director.
enough that it brought up to your number 2.
It's great.
Wow,
I
okay.
could not believe how good it was.
Number 2.
All right, so number one.
Number 1.
What was your number 2?
We already talked about Ex Machina.
I already talked
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Okay. This one's super girly of me, but
Oh,
it is.
Well, it looks like
boy.
I won with one crossover. Thank you very much. This is not girly.
But I think it also like a very, very, like a memory for me. That's why it's so.
Oh, it's a powerful memory.
Yeah, it's a powerful memory.
Got it.
Bridesmaids, 2011 comedy.
Great movie.
Oh,
Great movie.
yeah.
I waited to see that for so long, and I hated myself for like not watching it
Okay,
sooner.
so there was not
was
a lot
great.
of like like building up. There's not a lot of marketing or advertising for it, saying how great it was going to be. I was in college, and my roommate and I everyone like went home for the weekend, and my roommate and I had to be at an event, and we were like, what are we going to do? Let's just rent this movie because I like somebody that was in it. Who was it? It was Kimmy Schmidt. What's her face?
Amy. Oh gosh, was it Amy?
I don't think it's Amy. Anyway, there was somebody in it, and I was like, I really like them. Let's just rent this. Whatever. It was like a lot of SNL people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Melissa McCarthy. You died.
I died. Like, I really think I died from laughter and then came back a new person.
I'm right there with you on that.
I couldn't breathe. I had to stop so many times, and I rarely ever have to stop. I had to pause to catch my breath because I could not process the rest of the movie. Ellie Kemper. She's hilarious. Melissa McCartney's in it. Blonde-headed SNL. Who's
Amy
in
Poehler. Is it Amy Poehler?
No. It's Tiny Hands.
Yes.
Tiny Hands and Target Lady.
Oh my gosh, how do I not remember this?
And also Gilly. She's really famous roles in SNL.
Should we do scenes or movies that cracked us up?
This one was one of the funniest films ever.
In the wedding dress.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Top 5 funny scenes.
The bathroom,
that made you die laughing.
The Brazilian steakhouse. They go and eat and get really bad food poisoning, and then in the dresses.
Oh, it's like lava.
Because you played that clip.
The almond mint
There are
scene.
certain movies.
The almond mint scene in her face when
Kristen
she puts
Wiig
that
and Maya
almond,
Rudolph.
that
And
almond
Rebel
or whatever it is.
I could name 2 of Megan's right now. No, 3 of Megan's right now.
Are you
No, I
already
could
on
name
next Saturday's
3 of them.
podcast?
No, but I'm just saying. Anyway,
Bridesmaids
all
will
right.
probably be on
There
it.
you go.
So good.
He could play one clip, and I would just laugh so hard that I would cry.
Oh my
And the
God.
Irish
Clips
guy
I know
or
that
Scottish
you
guy
could
that's in
laugh
it, that's a cop.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
What?
Oh my
Others
gosh.
too.
Chris O'Dowd.
Oh my gosh.
The other one is?
The other girl who's in it.
Ellie Kemper.
No.
No.
She's, well, she used to be known as. Oh, no. Wait, who's this? No. Oh, Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson, yeah.
She's the roommate with the brother and the super weird
with the
brother.
weird brother relationship.
And then she has the tattoo
She's
of
like
the
the roommate.
slug,
Yeah.
the Mexican slug.
Yeah.
So good.
And she plays it so straight, just completely
And they're in the
deadpan.
bathtub together. She
Look
walks
at, they're
in.
still going. They're still going about some scene that some mysterious scene that like triggers Megan's ultimate laugh
Oh,
impulse.
it's so funny.
It's one of Megan's favorites.
What are we talking
I can name
about?
3 of them. I'll tell you later. All right. So anyway, it's just funny.
I want to know because even the memory of it is
We're
hilarious.
going to talk about
Apparently
it
so,
on another
yeah.
podcast. That's a great clip. All right. So anyway, number
Number
1. You probably just told her it because now you're
I
probably
showed
right.
her my guess.
He had 2 guesses.
I have 2
Okay.
guesses for what you're.
One of them
what's-
is definitely it. I'd be
don't know.
surprised if he missed this.
I don't know. I might have, but I'm just.
Wait, let me look at
I know. I think you got it.
It was these 2.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Really, the second one?
Okay.
I
So
know.
go ahead. Give me both of them.
No, you say it.
You want
What
me
is
to say
it?
it?
Go ahead.
It's Baby Driver.
Dang it.
No.
I had
No.
Baby Driver on my list at the bottom. Okay. I
Oh.
thought you were gonna go with something obscene, but no. We talked
Nope.
about Baby Driver, and it is on my list down here.
Okay.
It is
I
on
love
my-
Lily James.
because we talked about how I hadn't seen it yet, and then you sold me on it. Absolutely.
Rats. We need to watch that then. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm still not going to ruin this.
No, go ahead.
It's a movie that Megan and I were going to go see, the first Spider-Man Tom Holland film, and Cinemark, this is back before reserve seating, oversold the movie theater, and there was no seats. I was
Still very
pissed.
mad about this.
CJ
Dang.
was going to go see Baby Driver, and CJ Emily invited us to go see it. I was like, sure. But I was pissed because I wanted to see Spider-Man. I didn't know what Baby Driver was. And I was blown away at how good that movie was. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. Baby Driver is about a group of robbers, and they all have a specialty, right? Well, there's a kid, 17 years old or something like that, whose name is Baby, and he's the getaway driver. That's his specialty. He can drive a car like no one else. And Kevin Spacey is the rich man or the mastermind who hires all these groups to come in. And he wants Baby, but Baby doesn't want to drive anymore. He wants to retire because his grandpa, who he goes to see,
retire at the age of 17.
he out of crime.
Oh, I see.
All right. And so he wants to get
Makes
Baby
sense.
to do
I
one
felt the
more
same thing
job for him.
When I was 17.
So Baby has to make a
Started
decision.
crying when I was
Now the thing
I mean,
with
yeah.
him is there's some past in him that they keep floating back to. but he's hard of hearing in one ear, but he always listens to his little
Walkman
iPod or whatever. Yeah.
Earbuds.
And he's always listening to music. The action driving scenes, suddenly the sound stops and all you can hear is the song that's playing in his ears. And of course, it matches with what the action's going and everything, and it's really fun.
And that's good storytelling without necessarily dialogue.
That's why you're gonna love it. And
Okay.
there's so many symbolic things in there.
I love that.
That's just, it's wonderful. And I was like, I cannot, because the whole time I was watching, I was getting some of the symbolism. I was like, this is so good. I could not. I was laughing because it just shocked me. It was so good. Now, the thing is, why do they call you baby? You know, well, they never explain that. Unless you stay for the credits. There's not a scene. There's not a scene.
It's not
There's
even
a song
revealed
playing
until
in the
the
credits,
song. Yeah.
and the song reveals why his name is Baby. And we were getting up to leave, and I was listening for a minute. I was like, "Wait, stop!"
And you turned around,
and I listened to the song. I was like,
"Hey, he's singing the
and
lyrics."
the thing is, I knew the song.
And that's when
And
the
I
back
didn't
of Matt's
make the
head just
connection.
blew right
I was
off.
like, "No way!"
It was like a famous song.
It's not that famous a song in a way.
But you knew it enough that you knew the lyric coming up.
I knew all the lyrics. And when
Yeah.
they start playing it, I start humming it. And I was like, duh! Because it reveals why his name is Baby. I was like, no way. And I thought it was just so smart to say, we're going to give it away if you're listening.
If you're listening. That's brilliant. No,
it's
I
not
love that.
visual. And no fanfare, just rolling the credits.
What did Megan think about the movie? And she saw it.
Did you like Baby Driver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like a very mediocre, like just nah.
Like I said,
Well,
I'm
I
obsessed
didn't-
with Lily James.
I didn't
Obsessed
wa-
with her.
I didn't want to see it either, and then after we watched it, I was like, okay, that wasn't bad. That was actually pretty good.
No, it was actually, and I had no desire to see this.
And you went back
Yeah,
to
I
see
didn't-
Spider-Man. You're like, not as good as Baby Driver.
That first Spider-Man was really good.
It was pretty good.
Michael
yeah.
Keaton as Vulture was great. But no, Baby Driver was better in a way.
Wow.
But the first Spider-Man was good.
Hard to compare the two.
So
but
there
still.
you go.
Wow.
Good list.
So I had silly guesses, which was MacGruber.
No. No way.
And then what did I put on
What
here?
else do you have on there?
Shazam.
No.
No?
No,
I
not
thought
in
we've
a
talked
million
about
years.
Shazam.
Not in a million years.
Maybe not.
All right.
I don't know you as well as I guess I thought I did. So I have to come back next Saturday.
Morning.
Samoflange.